So you're highly feminist.
Yes.
You consider yourself a independent woman.
Yes.
Okay. But still need to have a man take the lead. When you say have the man take the lead, what do you mean by that?
I mean, like...
Wait, can I help out here a little bit? Okay.
Sure.
Approaching, sending the first message, carrying, leading the conversation, soliciting a first date, soliciting your number, setting up the date, carrying, leading the conversation on the date, paying for the date, soliciting a change of venue perhaps, soliciting subsequent dates and the setup and financial responsibility for said dates, moving things forward physically, closing the distance gap, going for the first kiss, and moving things forward even further from there physically and sexually speaking.
Yeah, can you send me that link?
They shouted to the world that they didn't need men until reality came knocking. For years, modern feminism has been planting the seed of total independence, but now the same women are admitting they can't live without them. Some try to justify it, others beg for help, and some still try to disguise their dependence with freedom slogans.
I want provider man and I'm feminist. You know, I quite often talk that I would like to have a man who is more financially responsible in our family, who pays for dates, who pays for rent, etc. Like ideally for my future serious relationship, I see it like that. And you know, sometimes there are girls in comments who are like, it's 2024. It's feminism here, Sasha. You want money, you should go work. And I mean, I work, I'm an entrepreneur, I have 2 online projects since 4 years. But what upsets me in this, that for me it's not feminism. Like, I do not agree, it's not feminism. It's again somebody putting woman in a box, not letting her decide what to do with her body and her life. Because I don't know, 60 years ago, they said you should be at home, stay at home mom, just raise some children and cook some dinner, putting in a box. And now in 2024, it's like, what kind of 50-50? You pay for yourself, you go for work, you be strong. What if I don't want to? When will be the time in our history when a woman can decide for herself how she wants to live this life? Because I talked with one very feminist girl here in France. She's kind of like very into community, and she totally understood me, and she told me that modern feminism does not tell that woman should work 100% or woman should be 50-50 on the first date with men 100%. Modern feminism says that woman should decide for herself what she wants. So I decide for myself, I want to be an entrepreneur, I want to earn money because I love it and I enjoy it, but I want a man who pays the rent and who is kind of having provider energy, but still wants to be a partner with me. Why I want it? Because I saw it in my family. My mother and father, both entrepreneurs. My mother, super successful, amazing woman, she had a business. My father too, but father business, it was sometimes somehow like bigger. So he was more of a provider of the family, but they were partners and they were equal. And that's what I want for myself, and I find it amazing. So why not? And what do you think, girls? What's feminism for you? Do you think a woman should decide for herself in 2024? And if it's feminism, if she wants provider man?
Here we see the confusion of modern feminism. The woman claims to be a feminist, yet wants a provider. She wants to be an entrepreneur, but doesn't want to give up having a man who carries the financial base. Deep down, she wants the balance previous generations had. A strong partner who provides while she contributes in her own way. That's not a contradiction. It's nature speaking louder than ideology. The problem is the very feminist current she supports has demonized that model.
I hate men as a general rule, but I also really love good men. I posted a video asking what the girlies would do if we hit an apocalyptic situation, and tens of thousands of them said they would rather than deal with violent and abusive men out there, which is completely valid. That's how I feel. And there are so many men being like, this is ridiculous, but there are a handful of men in my comments being like, I don't blame you guys at all. Like, this is such a valid sentiment. Like, women in war zones are treated horribly all of the time. Like, men are violent. Most violence is committed by men. They're like, this is completely valid. I'm a man too, and honestly, I would do the same thing. Like, I don't trust them. I have men in my comments asking how they can be better allies and how they can show up and support us, because obviously something is wrong with the world if this many women are feeling this way. To which I say, stand in solidarity, you know, comment and be like, you guys are right. You don't have to talk over us. You don't have to share your own experience. You don't have to claim that you're a good man. You can tell me that you're a good man by simply saying, I believe you and I stand with you. Nothing warms my heart more than an ally that is willing to stand up, willing to say something, and best of all, willing to take action.
This woman embodies a classic contradiction of modern feminism. She claims to hate men as a general rule, yet wants them to be allies, to believe everything she says without questioning, to carry collective guilt, and to act to fix a problem she herself generalizes. This mindset doesn't build bridges. It fuels mistrust and hostility. Men of value don't prove themselves through blind submission, but through action and character. And respect works both ways.
I'm gonna hold your hand when I say this, but it's okay to need a man and to want a man's help. I know you're probably already looking at me and thinking, you have no idea the things that I've experienced. I've been let down so many times with romantic partners, with non-romantic partners, with father figures, with brothers, friends, whatever that has looked like for you. I know, I get it, I've been there. And I know we hear this in society all the time. I don't need a man. And I'm a woman, I can do it myself. Why can't I just do it myself? I can multitask. And while yes, we can do it ourselves, it doesn't mean that we have to. Not all men are out to get you and are out to hurt you. And I know that it's hard to believe because we've experienced so much as a society. I get it. I have been there and I have been hurt too. But I want you to know that there's so much freedom when you're able to let go of the idea that all men are out there to hurt you and to get you, because it's just not true. There's a lot of amazing men out there, and I know that they're not easy to find because they're not everywhere, but they're out there and they actually want to help you and they want to provide for you, not only emotionally, but physically, but financially, but spiritually. There's amazing men that want to offer you your help, that want to give you help, that want to be there for you. But if you have the mentality that they're all the same, you're never going to be there.
She's one of the few who seems to be waking up. She admits good men exist, that women can want help, support, and provision, and that doesn't make them less capable. It's a more balanced view, but still reveals a collective trauma built by narratives that lump all men together. True maturity begins when a woman stops seeing dependence as weakness and starts to understand that cooperation between the sexes is natural.
Don't let men shame you into not having multiple partners, okay? Have lovers. Who gives a fuck? Do what you want. If that man is going to shame you, he's not worth it, because that man's not happy with his own sexuality. Sexuality is about pleasure. Sexuality is about connection. We are not meant to be monogamous, okay? I'm just gonna put it out there. You want to be monogamous, you do you. But in our nature, we're not meant to be monogamous. So they get to walk around, run around, and not be monogamous, but we can't? No, that doesn't work. Do whatever you want. Be safe, obviously. Screen the person. Ask for testing. Do all the things, okay? I don't believe in birth control, but it's my thing, okay? I don't like my hormones to be messed with. Do you, girl? It's the Renaissance, baby. Do you have lovers? You don't need to commit to any of them. Just have a good time. Be respectful. Communicate. Be honest. Okay? Expect honesty back. When you treat them like adults, they'll treat you like an adult. Don't attach. They'll want you even more because they're like, what? Do you, girl?
Here we see a complete disconnect from reality, a reckless pursuit of pleasure, with no commitment or responsibility, sold as freedom. This kind of message weakens both men and women because it turns relationships into consumption and connection into superficiality. The result is loneliness disguised as empowerment, and a generation that mistakes promiscuity for progress.
Who are the women out here saying that they don't need a man? I want to talk to them. Look, I am a strong, independent woman. I bought my own house, my own farm, built my own chicken coops. I'm even strong enough to move my own chicken coop. I have my own power tools and my own chainsaw. I can cut down a tree myself. But who do you think's gonna move the tree once it's down? Not me. And sure, I can raise my children on my own, but I can't homeschool and be a full-time stay-at-home mom and work at the same time. I can't do both of those jobs well. You know what I also can't do well? Teach my children morals, discipline, and respect. Men do that better. They just do. Because you know what? Modern life is too comfortable for women. They can work at their little job at the mall, do some social media, Instagram stuff, and they think they don't need a man. But when you live out on a farm and you have animals dying and predators and things like that, you need a man.
This woman hits a point that almost no one wants to admit. Male physical strength and emotional resilience are still irreplaceable. She's independent, hardworking, but recognizes the limits of female self-sufficiency in the real world, especially outside urban comfort. This is a more honest perspective. True partnership recognizes the difference in roles and the need for complementary balance.
When y'all be saying y'all don't need a man, what y'all need? What y'all need instead? As far as I know, men created a lot of the things that you have when you say you don't need a man. If you didn't have a man in this world, would you have a house to live in? Would you have a car to drive? Would you even have a job? Be taking your stinking tail to war? Would you be killing spiders? Would you be out here building planes that y'all be taking trips on? Would you be doing any of these blue-collar jobs that these men are out here risking their lives doing? You can't even be a mom without a man. Would you get up in the middle of the night when it's a burglar to go protect yourself? Or would you need your man to do that? Think about that. You don't need a man. God created you to be with a man, not multiple men. Okay? You're supposed to be raised up to go from your father's house to your husband's house. I understand people be hurt, but if you wasn't out here trying out different men and saving yourself for one man, you wouldn't have all these experiences to go off of. So that would make you say that you hate men or you don't need a man. You see, God is perfect in everything he does. And of course we make mistakes out here, but remembering your purpose as a female and knowing what you were created for is going to bring you a lot less heartache in the future, so that you can never ever have to say you don't need a man, because you're kind of getting a little crazy out here. You absolutely need a man.
This is a reality check many don't want to hear. Much of the comfort, safety, and structure women enjoy today was built by men, often with sweat, risk, and sacrifice. Saying, "I don't need a man," while benefiting from all of this is hypocrisy. He also reminds us of a forgotten truth. The natural family model always provided for the transition from a father's protection to a husband's, not out of oppression, but out of order and purpose.
I'm going to say it. Some of y'all aren't going to like it. Doesn't make it any less true. But feminism has taught women that they don't need a man. Until something happens and a life situation comes up and it requires a man. I'll give you a couple examples. Your car breaks down. Who do you typically call? A man. When the power goes out, who's going to go climb those lines and get them working again? A man. When there's danger in the middle of the night, you've got your man next to you. Am I right? This second wave of feminism has taught women that relying on men is some kind of weakness, but in all reality, it's not. The more that this second wave of feminism has tried to erase men, the more it proves how essential they really are. Good men aren't obsolete. They are the backbone of stability, protection, and provision. Now, pretending otherwise isn't empowerment. It's delusion. So here's the question I propose to you guys. If men are so unnecessary, why is it that we go to them every time something truly matters? Get in my comments.
She is the most clear-headed of them all. She exposes the myth of absolute independence sold by feminism. When things get tough, danger, technical problems, real crises, most women turn to men. The difference is few have the courage to admit it. She shows that good men are not obsolete. They are the backbone of stability. What they call empowerment is often just denial of reality.